You want to see something crazy? On PBS's Firing Line with Margaret Hoover, she interviewed a Chinese activist and dissident who challenged the CCP and became a political prisoner. Here's where it gets spicy. This entire interview is phenomenal and a must-watch, but this part in particular that I gotta show you. She tries to get him to say that President Donald Trump was an authoritarian, but look what he says.
In your book, you're describing the directives of Mao Zedong during the Cultural Revolution that would be distributed publicly every night. And then you write, this is your quote, "They served a function similar to Donald Trump's late night tweets while in office. They were the direct communication of a leader's thoughts to his devoted followers, enhancing the sanctity of his authority." So, do you see Donald Trump as an authoritarian?
I don't, if you're authoritarian, you have to have a system in supporting you. You cannot just be authoritarian by yourself. But certainly in United States, with today's condition, you can easily have an authoritarian. In many ways, you're already in the authoritarian state. You just don't know it.
How so?
Many things happens today in US can be compared to Cultural Revolution in China.
Like what?
Like people trying to be unified in certain political correctness. That is very dangerous.
See, that whole Donald Trump is authoritarian angle that she was going for went boom because she was not prepared to have the mirror reflected back at her, as she is part of the media regime holding up the true authoritarians, the left. Anyways, I wanted to start the show off with that, but I do have a few more things I want to talk to you about. The war happening in the White House between President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. They absolutely hate each other. Busy Phillips attacked Chris Pratt when he was already down, doubling down on what cancel culture is saying about him. This celebrity has someone follow them around to come up with tweets based on what they say, and Hot Take Tuesday. I'm Alex Clark, and this is POPlitics. Very cool fun fact today. I'm wearing Hope Beauty lipstick, which is a conservative makeup brand. The more you know. When you pick your vice president solely because of their race and gender and not experience, you get the current disaster happening in the White House right now.
Look, here's the deal.
President Biden and Vice President Harris absolutely loathe each other, and their staffs hate each other too. If you listen to Human Events Daily with Jack Posobiec, you've known about this shade war for months. He gives updates constantly. Now, though, even CNN can't deny what's going on, and they published their own article titled "Exasperation and Dysfunction Inside Kamala Harris's Frustrating Start as Vice President."
We did it, Joe.
The article says, worn out by what they see as entrenched dysfunction and lack of focus, key West Wing aides have largely thrown up their hands at Vice President Kamala Harris and her staff, deciding there simply isn't time to deal with them right now, especially at a moment when President Joe Biden faces quickly multiplying legislative and political concerns. Yeah, you think?
Well, that's not true. You're saying things you do not know what you're talking about.
Whatever, Joe. The only person who hates the vice president more than you is your wife.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
Busy Phillips, who absolutely sucks, decided that out of nowhere she was going to kick Chris Pratt. Okay. Busy Phillips, who absolutely sucks, decided that out of nowhere she was going to kick Chris Pratt when he was down after he admitted to being sad and depressed about all that drama surrounding him lately by the woke left.
That's really mean.
Busy said that Chris, calling his wife Catherine his greatest treasure, was effing weird and said it was an example of men patronizing their spouses. She said either you're the dumbest motherfucker on earth or you're a real righteous asshole.
What is wrong with you? I mean, what is your malfunction?
She also said he has possessions and she is one of them. God bless the man who has to find a non-triggering way to tell Busy that he loves her every day.
I'm so confused.
I don't even know what you're talking about. You know which celebrity hired an assistant to follow him around and write tweets for him based on things he says? Magic Johnson. Rob Lowe, who's really close friends with Magic, actually spilled the beans and said there's a woman who follows him around and turns things he says out loud into tweets. Now, Magic, who's 62 now, has no idea what a viral sensation he is on Twitter. He's got 5.1 million Twitter followers and tweets things like this. Wow.
He has such a way with words.
Here are a few more stories that you need to know with Hot Take Tuesday.
Hot Take Tuesday.
Kyle Rittenhouse's trial is nearing the end, and 500 Wisconsin National Guards have been instructed to wait on standby just in case people go crazy and rioting starts again.
I'm burning this down.
If you've actually watched any of this trial and not just gotten info on Kyle from gender studies majors on Twitter, then you'd understand that this kid is not a white supremacist. The people he shot weren't even black, they were all white, not that that should matter, and that it was 100% self-defense because they started to attack him first. But you're all in a cult and incapable of thinking for yourselves.
He was innocent.
Disney's moving all of their employees from California to Florida because Florida is a better place for businesses. But Disney execs still vote for leftist woke policies to get that high ESG score. If you know, you know.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
The View's Sunny Hostin says the show really needs a conservative host, but, quote, not big lies. The View is like an emotionally abusive boyfriend who says he's going to change, but then gets worse. You know, women like Candace Cameron Bure and Meghan McCain should start their own version of The View.
That's genius!
And a new study says people you've had conversations with think about you afterwards more than you think and like you more than you believe. Great! Now we can all spend more time over analyzing what we did or said at a party or a date.
I know what's going on. I hear you talking about me. I see you. I see you.
Wow, reading all of the reviews from you on the latest spillover is just blowing my mind. I interviewed Navy SEAL Robert J. O'Neill. He killed Osama bin Laden, and it's got rave reviews, also a bit controversial. Get ready because this week's episode is also going to be controversial. Subscribe to the spillover on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Support the OG show, POPlitics, by liking this episode. What do you think about the shade war going on between the president and vice president? What do you think is going to happen there? I really, really want you to share this episode to your stories just so people can see that first clip, at least from the Chinese man, saying that it's today's America, not President Trump's, that is authoritarian. That is just so eye-opening. And if you appreciated the stories today that I chose, please hit the save button also. We're back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. It's pop culture without the propaganda every single day. I'm Alex Clark, and this is POPlitics. Support POPlitics, the first ever conservative pop culture daily show, by subscribing to our channel, turning on notifications, and of course, hitting the thumbs up. Also, our main home is on Instagram. Seriously, just trust me, that's where the real magic happens. Follow us there at POPlitics.